Hey you guys, I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are tuning in, I want you guys to drop some fire emojis down in the chat just so I can see that all of you lovely people are here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to nail, I'm using the word nail as in like how to hit your macro goal, aka how to eat as much food as you need to hit the macro goal. So basically how to as you see here in my my nutrient goals for the day, my protein goal on Tuesday, June 29th of last year was 240 grams of protein. I know, pretty high. My macro goal for carbs was 308 grams and my fat was 61 grams of fat. So my goal in this video is to teach you how to eat and how to change the food that you're eating in your day. How to change the serving size to as much as you need to hit the goal. So if you're going over your macro goal, which you don't want to do, so if your macro goal if your macros goals for the day are 240 grams of protein, 308 grams of carbs, 61 grams of fat, and you're eating 260 grams of protein, 350 grams of carbs, 75, 80, 100 grams of fat, or 400 grams of carbs, or 300 grams of protein, which you should not be eating 300 grams of protein, but I'm just using this as reference. So if you're going over your macro goals, or if you're going under and you're eating 200 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, 30 fat, or maybe you're going over and under and you're kind of all over the place, this video is going to help you out. So guys, if you have any questions at all about how to hit your macros, please comment them down below. But I want to give you guys the details on how you can do this yourself. And it's actually really easy, but I'm going to give you guys the inside scoop on how to do this. So all you guys want to do is go to the home page of MyFitnessPal. Now, whenever you guys track your food in MyFitnessPal, you guys already know that it's in the main diary page, which is the second icon down at the bottom. So I wonder if I can draw on this screen. I'm pretty sure I can. So it's the second icon, which is going to be right here. So when you click this icon, the diary icon, I can't draw for the life of me. When you click this icon, this will bring up the diary icon right here. Okay. Now you can add your food in this day. So if you click add food right here, if you just click that, I was trying to click it on the screen. If you click add food, this is where you can add in the food that you want to. You can search it up, you can create the meals. We have some different videos in our guide section in the Facebook group if you want to learn how to create your own meal, which is an essential. So then you can make sure that you hit your macros right, so on and so forth. But I'm assuming that you guys already know how to already do that. You guys know how to scan barcodes so you can get the proper foods that you want in your diary. It's essential. I have an ad coming up on my screen, super annoying. I'm gonna exit the ad. It's super essential that you guys know how to add in the proper and the right food first before anything. And what I mean by this is, like, if you guys are eating like egg whites, you aren't just adding in like a random egg white thing. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be getting the exact type that you're getting the egg whites out of, like the exact carton, just like it goes for every other food. You should know exactly like the type of jam that you're eating, the type of rice cauliflower that you're eating, the kind of banana that you're eating, and making sure that it's the same amount of calories in the app as in that you're eating. If they're different, which they can be, then you're not gonna get accurate readings, but you need that. You need to make sure that the foods that you're entering in MyFitnessPal have the accurate calories, protein, carbs, and fats compared to what you're eating. So if I wanted to track the creamer in my coffee, I need to make sure that I'm entering in MyFitnessPal the right creamer in my breakfast meal. Otherwise, I will not be getting the right creamer in this coffee. As you see, like, I added in this coffee, the almond the almond for coffee, hazelnut by Silk coffee creamer, and I had 30 milliliters, so I typed that in there and I weighed it out. But if I just typed in creamer, for example, this would not be the same amount of calories and macros as the actual creamer that I drank. So you need to make sure that whatever is going into your mouth, you need to know the calories and macros for it, and they need to be the same in MyFitnessPal. So vice versa, it needs to be the exact same. So as long as you guys have that down, I can help you. Okay, if you guys don't, and you guys don't understand what I'm saying, then you need to ask questions and you need to ask your coach how to do that and what I mean. And if you don't know, then you need to ask me what I mean in this video and I will help you understand what I mean. But I'm assuming that you guys already know that the food that you're eating should be the same amount of calories and macros in MyFitnessPal. If you don't know that, if I'm speaking gibberish, if I'm speaking an alien language to you, then you need to comment and ask me what I mean. But apart from that, if you know what I mean, good, then you're on the right track. So let's just say you already know that, okay? Now for this day, I was pretty close to my macros. Now remember, the goal is to nail your macros. In order to nail your macros, the first step, every day you track your food, every day that you're supposed to track your food, the very first thing that you should be doing is you should be tracking all of your food before you even start your day. So this could be the night before. You could do this the night before, or you could do this the same morning. All you want to do is log into MyFitnessPal, open up the app, and then type in everything you're gonna eat. You should already have an idea. If you're just starting to track your food, you won't know how much food to input in this. You won't know that the app actually saves your meals. So if you go to a different day, you can just click add the same food as yesterday into this day. You won't know what servings to put in, but as you do it for the first 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, you'll get a great understanding on how much food to add in, and that you can just quickly add the same meals that you had the previous day in the day that you're adding it in. So it gets a lot easier as you go, but you will have to just track your food for the first couple of weeks for the app to save the data of the food that you eat every day in the app, and then you can add it in the next day. So once you track for a couple of weeks, it'll be a lot easier and you will be able to do this. But that being said, let's just say you'll already have tracked for the first 3 to 4 weeks. You have some food saved in here like me. You want to show up to your day and make sure that you just add in all the food that you're going to eat that day. Because when you add in all the food, then what you can do is you can go and click the calories remaining in the top right. Just so you know, if you click this right here, it's a secret access way to this page. You can click calories, nutrients, or macros right at the top here, but I want you to go to nutrients. When you go to nutrients, what you're gonna find is your protein, carbs, and your fats. Those are the only 3 that I want you to be looking at whenever you're tracking your macros. Don't worry about the fiber, don't worry about the sugar, don't worry about the saturated fat, cholesterol, etc. right now. I don't want you to worry about any of that except for the protein, fats, and the carbs. Those are the 3 that I want you to look at so you can nail your macros. Now, as you see, when I added my food in before I even ate, so I'm gonna basically pretend that it's the morning time. So let's just say you're looking at me right now. I just woke up in the morning and I haven't eaten any food for the day at all whatsoever. So my goal right now is to enter in all the food that I'm gonna eat for the day. Everything I'm gonna eat, including the liquids, including the creamer in my coffee, including the sauces I put on top of my food and my eggs in the morning, literally everything. I'm not gonna add in like the seasonings. I'm not gonna add in the 0-calorie Mio in my water. I'm not gonna add in that shit. I'm gonna add in all the other things that I want in my day of eating, okay? So let's just say I did that. Cool, I added it all in. This is fantastic. I wish I could show you guys the example of like when MyFitnessPal saves the food in the diary and you're just able to like add it in. Maybe I'll try to do that at the end of the video, but maybe not. But once you start to add in food, the app does save it. So then if you eat the same breakfast every day, if you were to add in food the next day, it'll just be like, do you want to add in the same food that you ate the previous day? So it's super easy. But that being said, I just added in, I just woke up to my day, I added in all the food I wanted to eat today, And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click calories remaining so I can nail my macros for this day. And this is how you're gonna nail your macros every single day without a miss. You need to wake up first thing in the morning and you need to add in all your food you're gonna eat for the day. And after that, you need to look at your protein. Okay, so I'm 5 grams. So I ate the total. So when you guys look at the total right here, the total numbers that you see right here, the totals are the amount of protein, carbs, and fats that you've added in your full day of eating right here, okay? So all of this food will then equate to the totals, okay, for fats, carbs, and then protein. So as you see on this day, I ate 235 grams of protein. That's what I just added in. I actually haven't eaten it yet. So I added in 235 grams of protein, but my goal is 240, okay? Because I'm swole, I'm a gym bro. So my goal is 240 grams of protein. So I'm gonna go back into the app and I'm gonna look, because I now know I'm 5 grams under my protein. 5 grams is a lot, guys. Protein has 4 calories per gram. So if that's, what is that? That's, I'm pulling a blank right now because I'm talking so much. 4 calories per gram. If I missed out on 5 grams of protein, that's 20 calories. Calories are energy. That's 20 calories of energy I'm missing out on, but we want that. So I'm gonna go to the protein source foods, which are which is like foods like chicken breast, foods like tofu, foods like any kind of lentils, beans, etc., or protein powder, or beef, fish, eggs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my lean protein sources. So we're looking for those protein sources without any super high fats in them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go locate those higher protein sources with lower fats in them. So I see that I have one protein source here, which is whole eggs, but that is high in fat with the yolk. So I don't want that, but I would want to go to the egg whites, which they have no fat. It's just protein. Great. So I'm going to click this. As you see here, I weighed it out in ounces though. Ounces are okay, but what's even better than ounces is grams. So if I wanted to become more accurate with my tracking, I should be weighing in grams instead of ounces or in cups. As you see, the serving size for this product has cups attached to it, but the main serving size that we're going to be measuring here is in grams. It's just saying that per gram, it's just saying that like gram is like 1/4 of a cup. So 1/4 of a cup, if you had that would equal to 1 gram. That's all it's saying here, but this isn't a gram. Some serving sizes for whatever product it is, it might just say like 1 gram and that's it. And then you would type in your actual number of grams that you weighed out here. So that being said, the serving size, I want to have this in grams. So for example here, guys, if you click serving size right here, if you were to click this just with your finger, like I did right now, if I did it right now, then at the bottom here, once you click that, it says select a unit. So when you select a unit, that means do you want to weigh out your egg whites or whatever product you're weighing out in per 63 grams? Do you want to weigh it out per 1 gram, per 1 container, like a full container of egg whites, 1 ounce, 2.2, or per 2.2 ounces? We probably don't want to do that. You probably want to weigh it out in per 1 gram because it's the most accurate that you can track it. You don't really want to weigh it out per 63 grams. It's kind of a weird thing to do. You want to weigh it out in per gram. So you're going to weigh it out per gram so you can be the most accurate you possibly can be. Now I need an extra 5 grams of protein in my day, remember, because I'm trying to build muscle and get stronger. I need to eat a sufficient amount of protein every single day to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the number of grams that I eat today in my egg whites, because it's only 5 grams. Egg whites are super easy to adjust. They're just liquid. You pour it into the pan and you cook it. It's super easy. So I'm going to change this to 200 grams. I'm going to go back to my calories remaining and click that with my finger to see where I'm at. Oh, I'm 8 grams over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to click the X at the top left, and I'm going to go back to the egg whites, which are right here, and I'm going to click 200. I'm 8 grams over. Oh my gosh. I'm going to look at the protein here. You see how this has 0 carbs, 0 fat? This is just a much easier product to adjust to make sure that I nail my protein for the day. So what I'm gonna do, and it's easier because carbs have calories, fats have calories. If this had calories because this product had carbs and fats in it, then I would have to adjust some different foods to nail my macros, because then my fats would go a little bit higher. My carbs for the day would go a little bit higher. So this product makes it easier to adjust my protein because it's protein only. That's it. And we're only getting calories from protein. So I'm gonna adjust this so it's 8 grams lower. So we're trying to get this down to like 14 grams of protein, okay? So I'm gonna go like 140, 130, 120, 125, 128, 126, 14. Wow, I'm 1 gram away. I'm gonna go back to this, and I'm gonna go 1 gram away, so I need 15 grams of protein actually. So I'm gonna go 130, 135. There we go. I'm gonna enter that in. I'm gonna click, because I hit 15 grams of protein for this, which is what we wanted, 135 grams weighed out. So what I would do is I would take the egg white container, I put it on my scale, zero the egg whites, take it off, pour it in the pan and then I would put it back on the scale, and then until it measures 135 grams, I would then save it, okay? And then boom, 240 grams of protein, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just so you guys know, for your protein sources, like whole eggs, again, they have, if I click whole eggs, you see here how in egg whites, there was no carbs, there were no fats, but in whole eggs, there are carbs, there are fats. So if I were to get 14 grams of protein out of this would then, if I go 2 large eggs instead, 2 large eggs, and we're measuring whole eggs because they're only whole eggs. We're not gonna measure whole eggs in grams. We're just gonna measure them as whole eggs. If I go back to my day of eating, now my carbs have changed because whole eggs have carbs, whole eggs have fats. So it doesn't make sense to adjust. If you're only eating whole eggs and you want to increase your protein, you could, but it might be a little bit harder. So look for the leaner protein sources to adjust first, to then hit your protein intake a lot easier, but you can still adjust. You'll just have to change around some of the different carbs and fats that you have in your full day of eating to then hit your protein goal. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take away that whole egg. Okay, now we've hit our protein goal. Now let's go back to the carbs and fats that we have. Now I need a little bit more carbs. I need 15 more grams. MyFitnessPal makes it easy because they show us how many carbs and fats we have left, which is all these here. So I have 15 grams of carbs left, and I have 7 grams of protein or fats left. So I'm gonna go and focus on carbs because they're next. So I'm gonna go back, click this. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look for the high carb foods, low fat, low protein. If I can get only carbs, no fat, no protein, that's the plus. So what are the types of carbs are we looking for here? We're looking for the oatmeal. We're looking for the fruit. Fruit is going to be a good one because it's low, like zero fats and a little protein. But all foods have calories, protein, carbs, and fats. So some just have more than others. So that's why some products, some foods have higher protein, lower protein, moderate protein, more fat, less fat, moderate fat, high carb, low carb, moderate carb, etc. Almond milk. We're looking for the bagels. Bagels are super high in carbs. Rice cauliflower, basically just straight up low carb, but just carbs. Lettuce, any kind of vegetable is a carb. Bananas, that's a great one. I could eat more bananas. So okay, so now we got some foods in here. You guys are starting to see like which are the what carbs. I'm just gonna put this line next to them just so you guys see them. That's it. It's okay. So how many carbs do we need? We need 15 grams. Great. I'm gonna go to the carb that has, so if my first option here, I said oatmeal, but as you see here, oatmeal, yeah, that's super high in carbs. That's great. Super high in carbs, but oatmeal is super high in fats as well. And it's super high in protein. So this might not be the best choice. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go find I'm gonna go back and find a carb choice that just has carbs and barely any fats or protein. So I'm gonna go down to my second choice. Berries. Look at this. Berries are super high, not super high, but they're just, their main macro is carbs, and they barely have any fats or protein in them, so this will be a great one to adjust. I just need 15 more grams of carbs. That's it. I already have 4 grams of carbs out of this, so I just need about, how many? I need 15. I need about, I need to make this basically equal 20 carbs around there, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna adjust the serving size. So I'm gonna see if we can get this in grams. As you see, we can't. Now, if you can't get a food in grams, another alternative, if you look at the bottom here, is going to be milliliters. You could do fluid ounces though as well, but milliliters usually also equals out to the same in grams. But I would rather you guys not use milliliters. I would rather you guys also just use carbs if you can, or fluid ounces. But in this example, let's use fluid ounces. Or actually, sorry, I want to get exact. So sorry, not fluid ounces. We're going to use milliliters because I wanted to get exact. I got that switched up there. So we had 4 grams of carbs, right? So we needed around 20. As you see, we have 0 because we just changed the serving size to 1 milliliter, and 1 milliliter equals only 0.1 gram carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein. So we're going to change this to 200. So that's close. 200 milliliters of berries weighed out is 14.4 grams of carbs, but we need around 20. So 21.6, I'd say that's pretty good. 300 milliliters of berries, great. I'm gonna check mark that. I'm gonna go back to the calories remaining. Carbs, I'm 2 grams over. So I need to subtract 2 grams. I'm gonna go back to the berries because that's the one that we were editing. And I'm gonna go, I need 2 grams less. So I need around 19.8. $2.75. I'm gonna click the check mark right here, and I'm going to go to here, and look at this, 308 grams of carbs. But you see how my protein raised? That's because berries have protein in them. So you may increase or lessen or keep some products and foods the same, but as you increase some certain foods to nail your macros, it may change around some other macros like your protein or fats. So you'll just have to be aware of those, okay? Remember, we're just looking at the protein, carbs, and fats here. So it just raised it a little bit, but we're still super close. So now we're gonna go find the fatty foods. I need 7 more grams of fats. I'm gonna click the X up here. Now we're looking for higher fatty foods. That's it. So that's like your peanut butter, oils, nuts, maybe some beans, and that's it. So peanut butter, there's a great one, but it's still higher in carbs. So I'm gonna keep going. There's not much else that's higher in fats. We got this cheese, but it's low fat cheese, so it's gonna be a little bit harder, but this still works. But the thing is cheese is super high in protein, so maybe that's not the best. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the peanut butter. So if I go to the peanut butter, I have 15 grams. I needed what, 7 grams of fat? So you see this is high in carbs, high in protein, high in fat, high in protein. Or lower in protein, sorry. But it's mostly just fats, peanut butter, right? So we needed like 7 more grams. So I'm gonna change the grams. We're already in grams here, but if I click the serving size, you see how it changes to like tablespoons, containers, 1 cup, 1 tablespoons. You'll see some of these serving sizes with the brackets beside them, this. So 1 container equals 135 grams of tablespoons. We don't want that, we just want the grams. So I'm gonna click the grams. We have 15 grams typed in. I'm gonna type in 20. I'm gonna type in 25. I'm gonna click the check mark, I'm gonna go back. We're at 60 grams of fat. We're pretty much close. We're almost on the head. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna adjust the peanut butter again by 1 more gram. And I'm gonna click that check mark. I'm gonna go back, and we've hit our fats for the day. Great, but look, Well, now we're 3 grams over our carbs. We're 4 grams over our protein. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the protein. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna lessen some of the liquid egg whites. So if we go back, I'm 4 grams over in protein. I'm gonna go to the higher protein source that we adjusted previously, which is the liquid egg whites. And I'm gonna adjust this so I can hit my protein goal for the day. I'm just gonna keep going back, double checking and adjusting, 120. Not really even thinking about anything. All I'm thinking about is lowering it till the point until where I hit it. I'm 1 gram of protein away. Let's try this. $240, there we go. Now the carbs. So the carb that we adjusted last time were the berries, right? The frozen berries. I'm 3 grams over, so let's change these by 3 grams. I'm at 19.8 grams of carbs, so I'm gonna change these until I hit 3 grams less than what they are. So I wanna hit around 16 or 17 grams of carbs. Let's go 250. Let's go 240. Close, but no cigar. Let's go back. There we go. Nailed it. There we go. That's how you hit your macros, guys. So look at this. So now my totals for the day are here. My goal is here. What I have left is here. We're just looking at fats, carbs, and protein. I hit 240 grams of protein, 308 carbs, 61 grams of fat, 0 left over. If I click the X, oh my gosh, I have calories remaining. What happened? I just hit my macros. Guys, don't look at the calories remaining, okay? Depending on the foods that you eat, some products may be higher in calories than others, no matter if you hit the protein, carb, or fat goal. Some products may have higher calories in them per gram than, depending on how high in carbs a food has, or how high in fats a food has, or how high in protein food has. And so some foods have more protein, some foods have more carbs, some foods have more fat but less protein but less carbs than others. And so you may hit your macros, but your calories may just be over depending on how high those fats and carbs or proteins are in some other foods. So you may not hit the calories exactly, but that does not matter completely. If you hit your macros like we did in here, then you are going to be relatively close to your calorie goal, which is right here. I just messed it up, which is right here. I'm messing it up, which is right here. And that's all that matters. And if you guys are hitting your macros, you will, and if you're mainly hitting your macros by whole foods, you'll most likely be under your calorie goal. But remember, whenever you're tracking your food, just follow the 80-20 rule. You're eating 80% whole foods and 20% fit in some ice cream or like some frozen yogurt. Like, that's all good. As long as you hit your macros for the day, and that's all that matters. That's how you hit your macro goal for the day, by just adjusting your food. Now guys, just so you know, for your fats, if you guys noticed and you guys didn't want to like change around your fats for the day, by using the food in here, because you would know that it would increase your protein, like as you saw with the peanut butter, as you guys saw, when I increased this, it also increased my carbs, it also increased my protein. If you guys don't want that to happen and you guys have like 5 grams of fat or 10 grams of fat left for the day, or 15 or 20 grams of fat left for the day, like let's just say you clicked the calories remaining and you went to your fat goal, and this number said you had like 10 grams remaining. If you go back, if you just want a quick and easy source that you want to add into a meal for your day, whatever that meal is, maybe just on top of your food, you can literally just scan a bottle of avocado, coconut, or olive oil. Let's just type in olive oil, USDA approved. USDA is just a scientific database that has all of the, I don't know if it's scientific, but it's a database filled with accurate foods. So if you if you can find some in this or that have the check mark next to the food, the product that you're typing in, then that's usually the best one to go with, because it's the most accurate. Otherwise, you should be scanning your foods, your products, or you should be making sure that they match up to some generic calorie and macro food recommendations for whatever product that you're typing in on Google. Otherwise, basically what you should be doing is, if you want to fill up your fats really easily by just like pouring a little bit of olive oil on, let's just say if you had 10 grams left, without adjusting the rest of your food for the day, you can just simply, 10 grams of this is 10 grams of fat. This is like, oil is just really easy, also really healthy for you, healthy for your digestion, your heart. It's a great source of fat, and healthy fat. So as you see, it's just fat though. There's no carbs, no protein. So if you don't want to adjust your peanut butter or cheese, or like the meats because they're higher in fat, you can just add simply some olive oil to your meal. Not like a whole lot, but like if you have like 10, 20 grams of fats, 30 grams of fat remaining, add some olive oils to your meals, guys. It tastes amazing on top of some foods, and you can cook with that as well. And it's an easy way to spice up your food. So all in all, that is how you guys will adjust your protein, carbs, and fats so you can hit your macro goals every single day. You guys post your takeaways in the comments below. And remember, number one is to wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and track your food before you eat it. Make sure that you have tracked everything in your full day before. I don't know how to show you my screen again. Before you start to eat your food for the day, just make sure you have it all typed out. It should take you, once you get used to it, it should take you like 5 minutes. But your first couple of times, it might take you 10 minutes. But that's 10 minutes out of your day to know exactly what you're putting in your body and to hit your macro goal every day. Like 10 minutes, that's it. And this will help you be on point with your nutrition every single day. And remember, consistency is king and queen. Or not king and queen. It's like the best. That's all it is. It's the best. Consistency is everything, especially when you're following a plan that entails you to track your macros. That being said, make sure you wake up and track your food for the day. Second of all, look at your nutrients remaining. Okay, nutrients is the one in the middle. Look at your nutrients remaining and look at only your protein, only your carbs, and only your fats. I don't want you guys to look at anything else other than your fats, carbs, and protein. And look at the total that you have for the day, okay? And look at your goal, and look at if you have any left, or look at if you need to increase, decrease, or keep the same. If you need to increase, look at the actual macro based food, like protein foods that you need to adjust, or the carb foods or the fat foods that you need to adjust, whether you need to increase or decrease, and try to find ways to make it easier for yourself. Eat the same food relatively for 1 to 2 weeks, so then you don't have to change around your nutrition every single day. It frustrates me when people are having a hard time tracking their It doesn't really frustrate me, but I'm just, you could make your life a lot easier if you eat the same food. Like if I ate this food every week, it would make my whole week easy. And then I could just like maybe change around some food day to day if I wanted to, but at least I know what I'm eating for the day. So keep your food relatively the same, Monday through Sunday, and then you can adjust where need be if you want to fit in some different foods and play around with it very easily. And then grocery shop every 1 to 2 weeks. That way you keep this macro game very consistent. Otherwise, if you're not tracking your macros, don't worry about this at all. This is only for if you're tracking your macros, and that is in your plan. That's what you've planned, and that's what you've set a goal to do. And then adjust whatever macros that you need. Hit your goals, go back and forth. Make sure that you follow what I did in this video. Drop some fire down in the comments below if you guys got value from this, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day today. Much love, and peace out.